Oh, thank you, Mallory. I was like, okay, I muted myself, or I unmuted myself. Hi, hello. It's so creepy that it makes that noise. I don't remember it making noise.
We're just going to stare at you, Autumn.
I can feel it. I can feel you staring at me.
Do your magic tricks.
I don't really know any magic tricks whatsoever. I suck. I am not. I'm too. I don't know. I'm not. That's not my thing. I wish I was clever like that. You just tell me when you want me to start, Christina.
You're good whenever, girl. I think we got a good through already. And if you want to wait like till 9:05 just for an even number, if that's how you like to play, that's fine too. But I think we're good.
Okay. I'll start in just a second.
No, you go now.
I have to go right now. I feel like all the when I do these, I don't know why, but Zoom feels so much different than going live.
Because then people are like actually watching.
Right.
It's so funny because if you talk like on Facebook, sorry, I'll start my video so it's less weird. When you start on Facebook, no one's going to interact with you, so you don't leave pauses for conversation. Whereas like on Zoom, you're like, I feel like people should be talking, but then I don't really know. I don't know what to do. They're all looking at me. And then you can also see their faces and you're like, are they bored? Are they listening? Are they taking notes?
I know. It's so weird. It makes it actually feel like I'm in college again doing a presentation in front of everyone and like
yeah. You're good.
Okay. Well,
I realized in my post though too, I didn't even tell the lead consultants what you were talking about. They just wanted in on it.
That's exciting.
There's not even a topic listed. I forgot to post it. I just told them about you and they're like, I want in.
Oh, they're so awesome. Everyone's so nice. Okay, so does that just mean when people are entering in that it makes that noise?
Yep. And are you on a computer?
No, I'm on my phone.
Okay. Can you make me a co-host real quick? Because I can actually turn that noise off if it's too distracting.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I know I can do that on a computer. I just don't know about.
Oh wait, never mind. No, I'm going to the wrong participants here. And then Christina. Okay, I think I did it right.
Perfect. All right, I will try to turn off the noise. There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, like, at least when people are leaving, you don't hear them either, and it doesn't seem like, oh, wow, someone's leaving.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Gotcha. Now there's no entrance and no leaving chimes. So it's just feels a little more like Facebook Live that way.
Much more. Okay. All right. So I think I'm even the one that came up with this topic though, but creating your team culture. And so, of course, I wanted to find a definition of what culture actually means. And in simple words, it is the way of life. So it would be like our way of Cincy life. And so right now, think, what kind of culture do you want to set for your team? And if you haven't set that culture yet, start that now, right away. I don't care if you're new or if you've been doing this for years. If the culture is not the kind of culture that you want to have, start fresh. But the sooner, the better. The earlier on, the better. Because when you start that culture, it starts with you, and it starts with you showing your front line that culture. And then your front line is going to show their front line, and it trickles down, and it becomes a trickling effect of the culture that you want it. So you actually are the reason why that culture is the way that it is. Usually, if you are ahead of it and start early and it starts with you. Think of, am I being the example I want to be for my team? Am I being the kind of culture that I say that I want? Am I actually showing that? And let's see here, your team is watching you, everything that you do. Your team's always watching you. So they're going to watch how you react to things, good or bad. They're going to watch how you react when a special buddy or a wax collection or a warmer. How do you react if that warmer sells out in seconds and you didn't get the pre-orders that you wanted to get? They're going to watch how you act during that, and that is the example of how they should act. So when it's good or when it's bad, how are you acting? How are you reacting to that? And they're going to be watching how authentic you are or how non-authentic you are, and they're going to follow that behavior. They're going to watch you share Scentsy. So how you are showing how to share Scentsy is how they're going to do it. So if they see you posting a bunch of flyers, or they see you just taking word from someone else and posting that, they're probably going to do the same thing. But if you show them the right way, which we all know the right way, we all know you're supposed to be authentic, and then that will help you throughout this entire thing. But if they see you being non-authentic, they're going to be the same way. And that doesn't mean everyone's going to be that way, but when you're leading by example, they have the example right there in front of them. They can't say, well, I didn't know, I seen you doing it this way, whatever. And they're going to repeat you. So are you doing the things that you want to have, the culture that you want? Are you doing those things? And they're especially paying attention to where you put your energy at. So are you putting your energy into the things that you should be? Are you putting it into things that you want repeated? Are you putting it into positivity, or are you putting it into all that negativity energy? Because if they see that, they're going to say, oh, she's okay with it. Let's continue on. And that is like my number one thing in a culture that I don't want. I don't want anybody ever bringing other people down. I just want positivity. We all need to, be uplifting and empowering and inspiring towards each other. And I just want to share the positivity. So everyone knows not to come with me with anything that's not, they don't bring any sort of negativity to me, because they know that's not acceptable. That's not part of my culture, and I'm not going to deal with it. And it's just really, really, really being that culture that you want. And are you putting that energy into those that are showing up and wanting this, and rewarding that good behavior? So I love just sending like shout outs to people. If I see them post something that was really awesome, I'm going to send them a message and say, heck yeah, that was a great post. You are really doing the thing, because that's going to make them feel good. And then they're going to see, okay, this is what is the right way of doing it. If she's noticing, that's a big deal. And just rewarding that good behavior. Don't reward anything you don't want repeated. And, don't put energy into those that don't want it. That's something that I feel like you have to say that, because we get so caught up in wanting this more than other people want it, and then it's draining. It's absolutely draining, and you can't do that, because you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time. They don't want it. If they want it, they want it. Of course, sometimes we have to be that extra little boost of like, you're good enough for this, you're awesome. But if people at the end of the day are going to have to realize that too. So just don't put all your energy into that behavior, because you can't force this on anyone. You can't. And a big thing that I've always been told, if you show up, you go up. Show up for your team. You're not going to show up for yourself. Show up for your team, because they want to see you. They want to see you in trainings. They want to see you when we do events. They want to see you at all this stuff, because maybe they're afraid to go and they don't know anyone. And that could be an open way for them to see what Scentsy's all about, because it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking going into a room of people you don't know. But if you could be that kind of leader that's going to be pushing people to come to things and being there and being a person for them that's familiar, that's going to be huge. And they're probably going to want to show up. And are you the kind of leader that's going to show up and be there for when they need you? And that's a big thing. Of course, we don't need to get back to people and within seconds. You have a life, you have a business too, but we want to make sure we're there for them, because if they're struggling and they need help, they're going to reach out to you, and they want to know that they can count on you and that you're going to be there for them. Let's see here. So when you think about your culture, a big thing too is leading from the front with that culture. So that kind of just means, are you doing the things that you want them to do, or that you say that are important for them to do? So I like to always say, like, I won't ever tell my team, hey, you should be doing this, or you should do things this way, when I've never done it that way. I will only tell them what I'm actually doing, because I know how hard it is, and I'm there to help them every step of the way. And it kind of just leads that example of, this is what you should be doing, and this will help you. And, you don't want to be telling them to shoot for 2,000 every month when you haven't hit 2,000 in 6 months. That's something that you have to work on. So then you can really focus on being the very best of that, and help them be the best that they can be at it. And, you want to do the things that you're telling them to do. You can do it together. You can learn together. I don't know every answer. I still have to look on the workstation. I still have to message support. Like, we're all in this together. And truly lead them. And I from the very beginning, I tried to not tell new people that join every single answer. I try to be like, okay, if you look at this part of your workstation, you're going to find this. If you look on the team page, go look at this. You're going to find all these different answers. Watch these videos, do this and that. And after you do that, come to me. Ask me what questions. Now, if they're going to come to me and ask me, Autumn, how do you do your Cent events? Do you do this, this, and this? I'm going to tell them what I do. But if they're like, what is it? What's this and that? I want them to learn, because I think that is a tool that if you never stop doing, you're never going to stop. You're never going to stop learning and growing. And then that just helps your team even more, because it's constantly learning and growing that is going to help you all the time stay ahead. And the sooner the better that you coach one-on-one, the better too. That's kind of something I really try to help my leaders understand, that, hey, you got to reach out to them. If they need help, they need this and that. And one-on-ones are huge. Some people just need things described better one-on-one, or into detail, or on the phone, or a Zoom meeting, something like that, just one-on-ones. And really, just at the end of the day, think of the kind of leader that you would want to have, and be that leader. Be that leader for your team and set the culture. And remember that we're not leaders because we're not doing this, and it's not about us. It's about them. So being a good leader is just putting everybody else first sometimes. And yeah, we got to take care of us, but not doing it because of what it's going to do for you. Not doing it because it's going to earn you an incentive trip. Not doing it because it's going to make you promote. Doing it because you want to help others and help change their life and their world. And if you start doing it from the bottom of your heart, you're going to lead so much more. Like, you're just going to lead because people are going to trust you, and they're going to want to be a part of your tribe. And they don't join Cincy, they join you. And yeah, they join Cincy, but they're mainly joining you. They really are. And some people just want that in their life. Like, they want the culture that you're setting in their life, and that positivity and uplifting and empowering. I just think that the more and more that we try to lead people, because we want the best for them, the better. So that is all. I feel like I said that, like, talked really, really fast. Maybe not as fast as I thought. I don't know.
Does any of the other directors on here, or even superstar consultants, or, if you are a star consultant and you've got some pretty kick booty team culture, let us know a little bit about what that looks like or how you foster that. I know a lot of people were nervous about team culture as we shifted to the big group versus a bunch of smaller team pages. But it's really important to know that a lot of us didn't shift how we were leading. And that's one thing that people didn't realize, is that a lot of your directors were doing a lot of one-on-one work, a lot of personal coaching, and a lot of, they send emails, or they'll send, text messages out to everyone. And they do a lot of that one-on-one work, which we all know is super effective. If you've ever been in conversation one-on-one with your leader, you know exactly how impactful that is for you versus maybe a post that you've seen on the team page. It's all great, and it all is part of the exact same, the wheel. I don't know, if somebody has a really cool analogy for that, go for it. But it's all part of the same thing. But we wanted to make sure that we could create a safe big group for everyone to celebrate in and learn from and train in, so that your leaders could continue to work harder on those one-on-one communications and those small micro team activities, and just being able to foster that more intimate culture on their teams, so that people didn't feel overwhelmed by policing a team page and then also trying to do their actual leader work. So if anybody has tips on how they foster that team culture outside of the big group, which I think is what some struggle with. They're afraid that, like, hey, I can't have my own team culture because we don't have a team page. But there's a lot of different ways to have team culture without necessarily having a team page, if people are merging with us as they promote. So if anybody has any tips on that, I would love to hear those too. And I'm sure everyone else will. I mean, I could talk forever, but I won't. So I just want to hear what some of the rest of you guys have as far as input goes. I might call you out.
Me? I can talk if no one else is going to.
Brittany will talk.
I'll talk. So maybe if my kid will let me. So I just actually ended up starting a small frontline group chat, Facebook Messenger, and that seemed to do well for us as a team. I've definitely had a lot more interaction that way than I've ever had on my group page. Like if you've had a group page and it's, crickets, which a lot of us have done that. Actually having like a small frontline Facebook Messenger has definitely helped. And then it kind of like branches off from there. I feel like people were more comfortable to then personally message you if they have an issue or whatever. So I feel like the small group.
You died.
She's going away.
Brittany.
Did I talk and no one could hear me?
We could hear you and then suddenly not, but not for very long, only like a couple seconds.
Oh, so it just muted?
You're good now.
Oh, okay. Did anyone hear anything?
You were talking about how they it opens up the door for them to feel like they can personally message you more, and then a little bit after that.
I think that's pretty much all I was going to say. And then it was like, you're done.
And it glitched in the matrix. That's cool. It's cool.
Glitch. It was like, you're done, but you're done talking. Yeah, so that's definitely helped us. Yeah. I don't know if anyone else wants to talk.
Brittany's like, I'll fill the space.
I'll mute myself.
Times. That's all I keep hearing. I feel like I started texting a lot of my team members from the very beginning. Like we text, just normally text, like a lot. So, yeah. So I think that's something too, is like, and there's some people that won't text you. Like they'll only like Facebook message or email, but then there's some people that text you. So I don't know, maybe like finding the different kind of ways that people like to communicate too. Mm-hmm. But I feel like texting one-on-one has really been huge. And then they just kind of know, like, hey, they can reach out if they need me.
And then Autumn, you have people like me who will text, Facebook Messenger, and email you all at the same time. I want to say, like, with me leading my team, I don't feel like I do anything differently than what the rest of you do, because you guys are really awesome leaders in general, because you give us the tools to be successful as leaders. So I feel like if we're paying attention to what you guys are sharing, then it's made it a lot more easy for me to be a leader. And as outgoing of a person as I am, I've never really been a leader. And so it's why I feel like that those tools that you guys do give have helped me with my team. So
that's all, Chrissy, because that's my I want to help you guys see, like, to be the best leaders that you can be by me being the best leader that I can be. So I just think that gives you hope that you can be, and you're awesome.
You can't see me, but I'm smiling.
I was like, I can't see you. It's just a little person.
I have my camera off because I'm in the room because Gabriel's sleeping, and if I leave the room, he'll wake up because he just, like, knows that I'm not there.
Oh,
so. You guys are quiet people. I know somebody else has something else to say.
They're all being sponges.
I know. Little quiet. Little crickets.
Why are you laughing at that? He's making fun of me.
Yo. I have a comment.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. So genuine struggles are, like, what make the difference, I think. And, like, when our leaders can be authentic about their struggles and what they're going through, I think that also helps build a bond and, like, like that safe culture. And at least, it's like, hey, it's okay to grow and make mistakes here. Like, we love you anyway. And who doesn't want to grow there?
Yep. I love that.
Well, yeah, especially if, because we live in such a society as it is. So, of course, if we're making, if we do something that maybe didn't work out the way we thought it was going to, it's definitely nice to have somebody to kind of be like, yeah, I did that too, so don't feel bad, or, something like that, just to have that sense of encouragement to continue to go and continue doing what you're doing and not give up, but maybe try a different tactic. So
exactly. Yeah, because then we can help each other, like, hey, I didn't do so well at that too, so you want to hear what I did and then see if that helps you, and then, like, hey, help me, tell me what you did, because we all know that this is all trial and error. Like, just because something worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but I'll tell you how I did it. And it might have not worked for me, but it might work for you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I just had that it doesn't work for me, do what you do conversation with one of my lovelies. Because she's not a live. Y'all, if anybody is friends with me on Facebook, y'all know I go live every day. I'm going to go live when I get off of here because I'm late. But it doesn't work for her. So she felt pressured in a way. Like, I'm like, you don't have to do it. Like, this is your business. You do what makes you happy. She's like, but you're so successful. I'm like, yeah, but it's hard. Like, this puff right here is my 16-year-old who just climbs on my lap randomly, like now. So I'm like, do what works for you. And this kind of works for me sometimes. I'm like, we got to do our business how we do it. I'm just trying to find that fine line of not trying to make people want to be successful. They got to want it. I just got to, like, show them. I'm working on that fine line right now.
Hey, we're always working on something, for sure.
So,
So I will say, sorry, I have just not on video. It's Mallory. Hi, if you want to know who's
Whatever,
talking.
Mallory.
Hi. So one thing that Autumn said to me that like really stood out that I love that she said was that, you know, she doesn't reward like negative behavior. And that's like a really big thing when you're a leader, because I'll tell you one thing. I have never, like in my 3 years, and I've been a leader, you know, I've been a leader above since I've pretty much joined. And I can tell you, I've never had any team drama, like ever. I've never had any team drama. Like I didn't even know that people had an issue with team drama for a while. Like that anybody
Mallory,
ever
growth
had.
mindset. Use the word yet.
Right. Right. You never know. But like the thing is that because I always heard from you, Christine, is like when someone says something negative or just like not something nice or something, like you literally would not respond. And I think my team started picking up on that, because some people will message me sometimes with things that are not the nicest or maybe not like the most positive thing in the world, and I won't respond, but then 2 days later they'll text me something that's awesome or nice, and I'll respond pretty fast, and they're like, oh, okay. Like they can catch on pretty quick. They're like, okay, I get it. She's not going to respond to that kind of stuff, but she will respond if I promote or if I sell 1,000 or what. Like she'll respond to that, but she's not going to respond if I'm trying to do this, this, and this. And it really does make a difference if in the beginning you just kind of set that quick that they know that, you know, because like I said, I've never had to deal with team drama. I don't think Autumn's ever had to deal with like team drama. It's not a thing with us, because for one, we're not only acting like positive, nice people, we actually are positive, nice people who love people and genuinely care and want people to do the best. So I think that as long as you keep that in your heart, it shows on the outward, and people can actually see and feel that. As much as you want to try to fake it on the outside, they can tell. Humans can tell. We're pretty transparent as much as we like to try to hide things. So like Autumn said, that just was something that really stuck out with me, is team culture starts with you. And if you want your team to be a certain way, then reward when they act a certain way, reward when they do things a certain way, because then they'll keep continuing to do that, you know? And then like Autumn said, their recruits will do that. Their recruits will do that. And it just sets a culture at the very beginning. So I love that. And that's really what I wanted to chime in and say.
Yay.
I'll say something maybe. Am I working? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. See your little picture.
Okay, so I'm one of the leaders who actually used to play into my team's drama, like my first year with Cincy.
Oh,
and
God.
I can tell you, like, I had to manage their lives. It felt like they're arguing and their chaos, and there would be one or two Debbie Downers who would always seem to start it all, and it would just kind of escalate from there. And I can tell you that it is true. Do not play into it. Do not respond to that negativity, because what that did for me was put me down this path where I was managing, trying to help them with their anxieties and their depression and their personal issues that they're going through, and I can't really help them with that. And it would just weigh on me so much and just take so much time away from my own business that my numbers would start failing, and then I would start getting depressed, and then I would start getting worried, and here I am turning into them. So They say your top 5 people that you talk to the most are who you are. So if you're playing into all the negative Nancy's on your team, you're going to end up becoming one. That's all you're going to start seeing is negativity. So careful.
That was it. Yep. I've tons and tons of the training so far. Well, with leadership at least, where a lot of them said the top 5 people that you hang out with, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with my top 5, and I'm like, I feel like the people that I surround myself, those top 5 people, I know that I could say like, hey guys, I'm struggling in this area. Like, how can you, like, what's your advice? Or I can go to them and say like something awesome that day, and it doesn't feel like bragging, and they're positive and they're uplifting, and I think it makes the biggest difference. And they never, like, they might, God, I'm having a stressful day, but it's not like there's no drama. There's no drama there. I cannot handle it. I am like, no. Like, I cannot go down that route. I'm just like, I don't have friends that have drama. I don't like drama at all. I don't deal with it. I like to watch TV shows with drama because they're fake. So
yeah, I think that's such a huge boundary that you absolutely have to learn to draw early on, because it's very difficult to draw it later. Once your team culture kind of gets rolling a certain direction, in order to change it, you will have to have massive turnover. Or they're going to have to see drastic changes in how you behave. I love that, Crystal, seriously, that was just like light bulb moment, was literally, yeah, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you're giving your team all of your time because they're bringing you negativity, you're going to end up being the average of the least of that. And it's so difficult because we do love everyone, and we know how much Scentsy can change people's lives and help them with personal growth. Can you guys hear me over my son? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It can help them with personal growth. And while we really want to get them in that zone where they're experiencing personal growth, we're fixing Barbie toys. I'm sorry. We can't be in charge of the personal growth. And a lot of times we want to take complete control over, or we take it personally if they don't take us up on that offer or whatever, and it's really important to keep a very tight grasp on what your job title truly is in this business, because sometimes we end up trying to be marriage counselor and therapist and a lot of different things that we never signed up to do. And you'll end up spending all of your time doing that and burning out. And then you'll realize, oh my gosh, when was the last time I even sold a bar of wax? Like, I spend so much time helping people with their problems that I should probably go get paid for being a therapist, because that's what I'm really doing here. And I'm not getting paid any money at all for what I'm doing, because our compensation plan isn't built on problems that other people bring to us, which I don't mean that coldly, which most people who know me know that I don't. But personal growth is an extremely important part of this business, but our only job is to create a chrysalis in which they can enter into to work on that themselves and basically protect them from the outside. While people are in that ooey gooey mess, we just stand guard. Like, cool, that's awesome. I'm glad you're doing that. Like, I know someone posted today a quote picture in the group, and I don't remember what it was, but I love watching people comment going, this is what I'm dealing with right now. This is something that I'm working on in myself. And just knowing that this is a safe space for them to do that, disguised as warmers and wax. So it's just, you don't have to fix the problems. You just have to keep showing them, how to do Scentsy in a way that helps them grow towards the person that they want to be. So, and by growing yourself, just lead by example, and that's going to solve a lot of everyone's problems. You don't have to fix the problem. You don't have to have a unique solution for every single person. You just have to continue living transparently, showing them your mess and showing them your growth and how you've solved problems that you've been into. And then if you are like watching this and you're like, well, my team's not very big, I haven't dealt with this yet, but I am someone who does lean on my director a lot for that kind of stuff. Just a reminder that you can be anyone you want to be, and you get to choose right now who that is. And your business can't grow if you're not growing personally, and growth is not comfortable. So also, the need to vent is something we kind of put in our own heads. We don't always actually need to vent. But if you do need to vent, always vent up, never out, never down. That's why we don't post negativity in the group, because it honestly increases commiseration instead of people wanting to help. You're going to actually get more comments of people going, oh, I didn't think I had that problem, but now I do. Or they didn't notice the problem, but now they have. And it just creates kind of a spiral, and we don't want anyone to spiral down. We just want everyone just to keep moving forward. So just learning how to manage your expectations and your attitude towards things isn't fake. And I think that that's something that I've had conversations with directors about before. They're like, well, your personality is just optimism and positivity. And that's not necessarily true. That's just the choice I make on how I deal with my problems. It doesn't mean I have less problems than those who can be negative and vent to others about it. It doesn't mean that my problems are not as bad for me, or that I'm not just as sad or dealing with the same issues. I'm just choosing how I'm going to deal with them. And it's just, that's what we really are trying to encourage, is just showing you healthy ways of managing issues and lessening the weight that you let them carry for you. But yeah, Crystal, one thing that Crystal and I talked about a lot was the biggest reward you can give anyone is your time. And so when you're rewarding them with your time, but they're bringing you things you actually don't want to spend time on, they're going to continue to bring you the bad stuff if that's all you're showing them, if that's all you're giving them time for. Or if they notice that you're spending a lot of time with this team member over here because this team member's having a lot of issues, or they're bringing you all of their personal drama and you tend to spend hours talking to them, they might go, okay, well, I guess that's how I get her attention. And so they're going to bring you some of their drama and their problems too. And you're going to continue to be buried in work that's not yours to do. And so just being able to continually remind you that if it's not yours and it's heavy, you get to put it down at any time. If someone's bringing you all of their stuff and it's weighing on you so heavily because you can't do anything about it, you get to just lay it down. Just lay it down because it's not yours. And just step away and just let it be separate from you. Don't carry it for them. Just support them. Keep them in the environment where we do positivity and personal growth, and they will eventually decide to follow when they realize that that's how they get attention. They get attention when they are committed to their own personal growth. And that's what we give attention, is growing up and learning to manage things in a healthy way is what we love to give attention to. So I don't know if that's something that you've been dealing with. I know that a lot of times small teams get very emotional very quickly, and you don't realize that you've kind of turned it into a sounding board, and then nobody's really actually working their businesses. So sometimes you might already feel like you're caught in that cycle, but you can start over at any time. If anybody's been with Scentsy as long as I have and been on this team that long, you have seen all of the different cycles we've gone through. A lot of you, at least a handful of you, saw me as a baby consultant. And so when people do say things about me like, hey, you're just always positive and optimism just comes easy to you, they know better. So they know Christina in 2011, and they know the growth that we've all had to endure along the way. So just giving people that safe space, but not an enabling space, is just a boundary that you have to start early on. She had to block a front line. Giving them attention dragged you down. You're finding trouble getting time for your own business, right? When your business feels like all it is everyone else's problems, in your free time, the last thing you want to work is your business. So book recommendation, Crystal says, is Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud. Henry Cloud is really, really smart. If you've ever seen quotes by him, that will make you want to read his books. That's a really good recommendation. So does anybody else have anything to add for team culture?
I'll add something. Hi, I'm Janelle Munter Autumn. So I recently had a new member who had an issue with a previous consultant. That's why she joined my team. And, with the whole boundaries, whenever we talked on the phone, all she wanted to do was badmouth the other consultant. And I couldn't handle that because, one, I love the other consultant, and it's just, it bothered me. So I told her, I said, I will help you with your business, but I am not here to listen to you badmouth about her, because that's not what I'm about. That's not what we are about. We are just here to help each other and help our business. And she didn't like that. Like, hasn't talked to me at all today, hasn't responded to anything in the group. But I can't have that negativity because it wore me out all weekend of her just constantly texting me, constantly, putting stuff in my group message and stuff like that, that I just couldn't do that. And I told her that she can't bring that into our group anymore.
Yeah, and eventually they'll either come back around when they realize the gift that you do have to give them, like when they are ready to receive, training and positivity and encouragement, they'll know you're good for it and they'll come back around when they need it. So, it's so hard to draw that line, especially when we have maybe a team of 3 or 4 and losing one of them is 25% of our team hitting the door, and it makes it so hard to go, but these are the only people I have. Like, if I make them mad and I don't bend over backwards for them, they're going to leave me. And then what? But I think it's so important to understand that there's no scarcity in this business. There's only abundance. And you can't run your business out of fear of there not being more out there for you. There is more for you out there. There's more people, there's more customers, there's more teammates, there's more everything. There's more, there's abundance everywhere. And you have to continuously remind yourself that as long as you are moving forward and you're getting out there, you will not be met with emptiness. Like, you're not going to be met with no possible way to network with others. You're not going to be left with no contacts, no people, no interaction with other humans. Like, you walk out your door for an hour and a half and you're going to meet a new person. So you just have to look at that as more of an opportunity to continue building the team that you know is going to carry you to where you're trying to get. Because here you go.
I think it's also important to remember that some people just thrive on the negativity and drama, and you have to identify that and not and just like Mallory and all the rest of you said, just don't give into it. Like, don't just ignore it, because at a certain point we're all human, and we can all easily fall into those I can't find the word, but yeah, those.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, Chrissy. We know what you mean. No, it's just like the fact you don't want to like force anyone or beg anyone to be better or to like do better or like do this and like not give up. You don't have to beg anyone. If they want this, they want this. They want to be positive, they'll be positive. You can be a part of that, but we can't make anyone do that. That's part of her personal growth that she's going to have to work on, because she, seriously, and I just don't feed into it. Just don't feed into it. I feel like there was a all right. Does anybody else have anything that they want to say?
I can talk forever on this topic, but I shall not. Like, this is literally the foundation of our entire team. So it's just such an important thing that we just continue. And like, everyone's like, I think it's fun, for lack of a better word, to watch people try to go a different direction and try to allow negativity under the disguise of calling it a safe space, and then realizing that their business is going absolutely nowhere and they are miserable. So I truly pray that you guys will learn from the mistakes of those who've gone before you and understand how very carefully crafted your leaders, like how carefully crafted the culture that we have and the group that we run is based on the experiences of people who've been doing this for a very long time, or those who've been doing this for a short period of time, but very quickly understood how much better this works this way. There's a million different ways to run your Scentsy business, but I can guarantee you're not going to find a single healthy team, though, that thrives on drama and negativity or allows it in any way. You're not going to find one. You can try, but it just won't be there. And so I promise you that we are only doing this for your good. I know some people feel very censored sometimes when we in the way that we run our page. Sometimes I've had people tell us they felt really censored or they felt like they weren't allowed to speak their mind. And that's truly not what we're trying to do. We want to hear how you're doing. We really do, but we also want to make sure that we're empowering our leaders. We want you to go right to your sponsor. We want you to go right to your director. We don't want that posted in the team page. And it's okay for you to tell people that it's just, there's certain platforms and there's certain arenas where things are allowed and things just are not appropriate. And that's your call, because it's your team and it's your culture and it's your paycheck and it's where you're trying to get And I don't mean calling you all a paycheck, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, if you let everyone else run your business for you, you won't be left with any time to run it. And it won't be running the direction that you're trying to go, for sure. So you have to make sure that you're in charge of the way that things are being steered by setting that example and by setting those boundaries. Because when you give people permission to set boundaries in their own lives, it's really, really magical to see what can happen, especially if they've never known how to set boundaries before and they have a safe space like Scentsy to start setting those with people. And then they learn to set them in their real life, and they learn to set them in their other relationships, and they learn to set them with toxic family members, and they start learning how to grow into the fullness of themselves outside of Scentsy, because you were willing to stand up for something that was really important, and something that you knew that even against resistance was going to be good long-term for them. And even if they quit on you because they can't stand it, or even if they tell you that you're just horrible because you just keep trying to push them towards positivity and embracing, just putting the spin on things, I promise you're doing something really good for them. And they're going to look back at that time and see that, because at some point they're going to realize that you were right. So just keep standing for what you believe in and what you know works. So.
Yep. Yes, yes, yes. And you'll be so much happier. Seriously.
You'll burn out way less, I promise.
Toxic in your life. I feel like I learned that way too early.
Yeah. Just focus on the good and you'll keep getting more of it, I promise. So that's just a fact, whether you like it or not. It's just the truth. If you focus on the good, you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more good.
Yep.
So,
yep.
And the reason that our leaders are all very similar is because we are truly like a zero tolerance policy for being a turd. So we'll call you out. We'll call you out in a kind, loving way first, and then only because we know that it works and we want the best for you, and we want you to experience all the crazy, awesome things that this business has for you, and we know the way to do it, and we just want you just to have everything that you possibly can. So.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Cool.
I don't think we have any more. Well.
No. Okay, well, I did record this one, so I'm going to try to save it. I'll upload it to our little YouTube channel and throw it in the leadership page. Any lead consultants who need the link to this, just message your director and they'll get you the link, because you are not in the leadership page. So if you want the link to this, let us know and we'll get it to you. But yeah, I will post it in the leadership page for everyone to have that is a star or a star consultant and above. You'll have access in that page. And then if you are a lead consultant and you need the link, let us know, because anyone on the team is allowed to have it. So, or if you need to send it to a certified, feel free.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to say this the way that they did. So here, watch this. This is why I'm not answering you right now. They told me I didn't have to.
Oh God.
We'll do it. So have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.